Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Tron 2.0. In the previous episode, we took part in the Light Cycle Arena, but thankfully managed to escape with some help from Mercury. And now we need to go up into the Colonel's observation deck to try and retrieve our disc. Because as cool as the Suffusion is, it's not really the best weapon to be using against the ICP. Ew. Yeah, you see what I mean? As a matter of fact, I think I'm just gonna reload this and try that again. Ooh.
Until next time.
Oh well, not a big deal.
Been a mistake. My use.
No big deal. We can also skip over these conversations.
Connecting to node deactivated.
Okay. Take care of the encryption key. Yeah, I feel like I should probably turn down the sound effects, but I'm not 100% sure if it's necessary. Because I got no clue how loud this is on regular headphones. Because for those of you who don't know, I actually record and then test the audio on two separate headphones. Because it tends to be louder for me on my recording headset than it does on my regular headset. So I can never tell. That's why I always ask you guys if anything is too loud or too quiet on the first episode. Now then, let's try to take these guys down without losing most of our health again. You can try to dodge their discs by jumping around, and it can work. Like it worked just there. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. You can charge up your Suffusion. It does use up more energy, but it does do a lot more damage. Oh boy, we lost a fair amount of health there. But so be it. Now, unfortunately, we can't get into the area where the Colonel's observation deck is because we don't have the proper permissions, as usual. There's a guy right over there. I'm gonna quick save, see if I can't... Oh, no, he's walking away. Good. Let's see. If you didn't manage to pick up Suffusion downstairs, you can pick it up there. We already have permission 3, so we don't gotta worry about that. But we gotta head up into this area, where there is one of those seeker things roaming about somewhere. And I believe this is actually the permission we are missing. But we may as well search around this area. I know that there's a health patch somewhere around here. Yeah, see those things when they open up, that means they're about to attack. And they can pretty much aimbot you as well as blowing you up. Yeah, those guys are the reason we want to get our disc back as soon as is physically possible. Well, that and the discs the other guys have. I'm gonna get to that sec reser, preferably before anybody else does. Okay, that takes care of that. Let's download this health. Good. Peak physical condition doing a lot better than I did in my personal playthrough. Let's see, energy, and there's a beta Y amp, but we already have that. Alan, to Alan from Kevin. Well, old boy, I'm leaving. As you know, this is not a decision I'm making lightly, but the time has come for me to move on to greener pastures. Gibbs Jr. will take over operations. My days here since replacing Dillinger have been both fulfilling and heartbreaking. I'll never forget the great moments we've shared. Come by my office tonight and we'll have a drink. If I recall correctly, Kevin Flynn is actually the guy from, or the main character from the movie Tron. Oh, by the way, one other thing. If you want to exit out the archive bin, or say you accidentally started a download that you didn't want to, just press escape. It'll cancel it out. You can also just move out of range of it, and that'll also work. But it's faster to just hit escape. Anyways. Oh, we came here for. We're going to want to remember this one, because this is the force field we're going to use to get out of here. That one you can't actually lower, like, no matter what. You'd have to cheat in the permissions in order to do it. Alright, this will lead us to the Colonel's observation deck. There should be a guy standing guard over our disc. Ooh, correction, 2 guys standing guard over our disc. How the heck did that last one miss? Oh well, doesn't matter. Before we pick that up, because we're actually going to have some guys flood in, I want to get these things. Power block, permission 8, which we need, and an unknown alpha subroutine. Obviously we're not going to get the peripheral seal because, well, we don't need it because we have a better version. Okay, that's going to be useful. I'm going to be replacing our suffusion with that. If I'm right, I think I know what this next weapon is going to be. It should be something called an LOL. And no, that does not mean a laugh out loud. Alright, well, only got so much out of it, but with our disc back, we shouldn't need any more. Prove me right. Okay, good. So it seems as though that programs and subroutines and the contents of the boxes are not randomized, it's just the location of build notes. Good. What we got is the LOL, long-range weapon with zoom capabilities. This is essentially our sniper rifle, and it's going to become invaluable to us, not soon, but very soon. Well, just contradicting myself. It's going to become very important to us within the near future. I also want to get my primitive charge back on. That extra 20% damage is going to be useful. I don't think I really need the profiler, and I can actually just move the virus scan over. I just gotta rearrange some stuff.
Code alert. Improper disk access.
So, power block. What it basically does is whenever you block, boom, causes a blast of energy to go out. Well, block successfully. And that's going to be kind of useful for us. Now, these guys are going to be regularly coming after us. That force field I told you about is going to be useful. Well, obviously it's going to be useful because it's our escape route. Hope you got permission 8 while you were up there, because we needed it. There's the exit port. No sense in sticking around. Let's get out of here.
Sir, we've lost partition 0 through 255 to the corruption. Core protocol failure is imminent.
Shut down all unnecessary applications and reroute resources to the front line. This system is not going down on my watch.
Yes, sir.
Has the fugitive been located?
Apparently he managed to retrieve his disk. I've ordered that entire sector locked down. No program is getting in or out unless it passes through our transports.
Run the search criterion. I want that program found.
Yes, sir.
Connecting to IO grid.
The severity of the corruption on the server has reached critical proportions. My docking protocols are failing.
What about the ICPs? Aren't they helping?
Oh, please.
ICP might as well stand for Incompetent Confused Programs.
Alan 2, please hurry.
Link broken.
Jet, we've got to help Mithria. Make your way into the transport terminal. It's the only way out of here.
Node deactivated. Have a nice microcycle.
Okay then. ICP bin. Oof. We gotta get out of here. Oh, by the way, did you potentially notice the guys in the background of that conversation with the Colonel? The guys with the rotating... Come on, I blocked that. Where was I? Oh, right, the guys with the rotating things on their hands. Those aren't there for decoration, those aren't just armor. Those are essentially sequencers. They allow them to rapid-fire multiple discs at a time. So, yeah. Not a guy you want to try going out with a shotgun. They're also the guys that are going to start appearing from the sec resers. So if you can't deactivate them, at least try to make sure the ICPs don't get to them. Because... how do I want to phrase this? They're difficult, and also a pain in the butt to deal with. Oh, crap. You can also use the explosion from those things.
Resin station.
Yep, there's one of them. You can try and use those sniffers, seekers, whatever they're called, to try and take out enemies. But, ow. But it's tricky to try.
Activating security resin station.
Was that even English that I used? Get our butts in gear. Okay, those guys are taken care of. Thankfully that guy didn't notice anything that was happening. Grab permission 5 because we may as well. I'm gonna keep this armor on because damage reduction is important. Unfortunately, not enough to start shutting down the sec resers. Let's see. Permission 3, yeah. Permission 4, yes. Or permission 2. Viral shield. Kind of ironic that it's infected, but I may as well take it, because having that to be able to protect against the Corrupted's viruses will be useful. Like I said, ironic that it's also in Corrupted. Let's see, do I have what I need to? Yes, I do, and I intend to do so. Okay, also got an email over here. Let's see. To Gibbs from CEO FCON. A courier should be arriving shortly to deliver my final proposal. I hope you find the terms of the deal acceptable and in order. The merging of our two companies will lay the groundwork for a brighter future for all of us. Please consider this as a new beginning and not as a failure on your part. CEO Future Control Industries. Well, that's not what I would have called FCON. Okay, build node right over here. Get this activated and get across before that guy gets back. Though we're not done in this area. Oh no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Activating security resin station.
Thankfully, despite all that extra armor, a headshot will take him out just the same. Alright, I already got permissions 2 and 5. Let's talk to Mercury.
Connecting to IO grid.
Jet, what's your status?
I'm in a data block staging area. Where are you?
I managed to get on board a transport, and I'm right now reconfiguring its routing instructions.
To take us to Mithria?
Yes, but before you get on board, I need you to release the mooring apps. We're not going anywhere with them in place.
Node deactivated.
Alright, an extra couple of build points. But we're not done in this area yet. Oh boy, not looking forward to this little part. But there's some good stuff up there, if I recall correctly, that we're going to want to grab. Okay, we're going to want to head downstairs. And try to jump onto one of the blocks that are going to be going up. Because there's some stuff we can get up there. Some permissions, some subroutines, and there's also stuff over there. See that yellow block? That's going to be important. But not yet. Ooh, there's also an upgrader here. Ooh, kind of wishing I... Well, actually, no, I can just reload. Because this will actually save me a bit of a pain later on. And not having to worry about the yellow block, because the yellow block goes from there and crosses over to that area. But if we don't have to ride that yellow block over to that area, we can just jump on one of the regular blocks that'll take us down and allow us to jump out off. So it'll save us a bit of a pain later on. Oh, did I check this archive bin? I probably did. Found nothing that I wanted. Ooh. Actually, I am very glad that I backtracked for this. Gold subroutine for the virus scan. What that does is it not only tells you there's a corrupted object, which object it is, but also disinfects it as you download it. And because that is now golden, we can just toss it in right here and put the profiler right back here. Yay, maximizing our proper memory usage. It has been a long time since I've done anything with programming. Oof. And you know what? While I'm here, I may as well grab the health patch. Well, as much as I can. Kind of wish they'd upgraded the health patches with just a little more health for you to grab, but whatever. Ooh, and just in time, this block is coming back. But yeah, with that, means we don't have to worry about upgrading the patch subroutine. Or, not the patch, upgrading the virus scan subroutine. Whoa, wrong block. I want to be on this one. Actually, I guess it really doesn't matter which one. Either way works. Whew. And as I've been continually saying, quick save often when you are on these jumping puzzles, because it is very easy to get yourself killed. And not just because of the bottomless pit, but also because, well, it's very easy for Jet to get himself killed on this. Because he can hardly take falling damage. If I'm right, this should be the sequencer, which is kind of an upgrade for our, Also, I just... whatever. I just realized I forgot to jump off and grab the optimizer. So I'm gonna have to deal with that yellow block after all. Oh well. Now, as we jump across this way... Yep, I was right, sequencer. So it's basically the thing that those upgraded guys have. It lets you use send off multiple discs at once, but really, I don't feel a need to bother with it. Come on, yellow block. Come on out. Because all these red ones just go down. This might take a while, so I'm going to pause the recording, and I'll be back once we're over by that optimizer. Okay then, got back over here, and now we can use the optimizer. Question is what to optimize. Personally, I'm thinking we go for primitive charge because, well, we're going to be using our disc quite a lot, and it is considered a primitive. So having extra damage, especially against those upgraded guys, would actually be pretty useful. I was considering the power block, but yeah, personally I think it's a little less useful. We don't really need the gold version of the Y-Amp, at least not yet. Though it would be a good idea to eventually upgrade that. Okay then, now that we have that, unfortunately we are going to have to go all the way around and back to that area where the yellow block comes out of in order to get back down. So I'll just see you guys when I'm back downstairs. Okay, we are back downstairs. I already patched myself up. Now let's get on to exploring the new area and find those last 3 build notes. While also trying to not be killed by the ICP. Or, in this game, de-rezzed. I do recommend you check every nook and cranny around these data blocks. At least that's what I believe they've been calling them. Because you never know what you're going to find. Might find an infinite patch. Might find a build note. Ooh, I see one right now. Might find an archive bin with some lore in it. But we don't have the permissions for it. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that that permission is the very one we are missing to take care of those, things Mercury mentioned. What was it she called them? Mooring apps. Yeah, because if we go over... Yeah, well, no, it's not the same one. Ah, and I see our last build node over there. So yeah, we need to find the permission that we need to, well, take care of those mooring apps. Alright, let's see if I can't make my way up there. One of the permissions we need might be in there. Nope, but there is an email, so more lore! Let's see. CEO from Gibbs Jr. I think we agree on the main points. I'll have my lawyer start on the contract tomorrow. Gibbs Jr. Okay, so the way we need to go is behind here, but first, let's check the archive bin. Permission 1. Don't need it, but... Well, actually we might, but we don't have it yet. See, I don't mean any disrespect, but I've been with the company for over 20 years and I don't think your father would have been happy with the current state of affairs. Please reconsider selling the company. Sure, the economy is in a bad state, but I think we've got some promising new technologies that will restore the company to its former glory, once we've worked out the bugs, of course. Whoops. Yeah. Keep forgetting, email downloads are much, much faster. Oh, and by the way, the numbers don't change as you download things. Trust me, that's confused. That's gotten me on multiple occasions. Then let's go through here. It's so weird hearing like normal things that people talk about.
Activating security resin station.
Thankfully, it wasn't an upgraded guy. That, however, is an upgraded guy. But they go down all the same. Shame I took that much damage, but hey! Look at that, there is a health patcher right here. And if I'm right, that archive bin over to our right should have the permissions, among other things, that we need. See, primitive charge, nope, already got that. See, permission 7 and permission 4, profiler beta, already got that. Alright, not much point in really shutting down the secret. Actually, no, I think there is a point, because I think they'll start spawning in regardless. At which point I think screw it. I can handle whatever they throw at me. Anyways, get that last build note, and start releasing the mooring apps. With all that, let's just get our butts out of here. Yep, I was right. Jeez, how are they missing me so bad? Couldn't have been doing that last level. Anyways, I'm just going to take care of this sec reser, and I think the one on the platform as well. Then we're going to disable the mooring apps and get the heck out of here. Ooh. However, there is that one little archive bin we missed out on, because we didn't have the proper permissions. I want to grab that before we get out of here. Let's see. To Alan from Gibbs. I can't tell you how terrible I feel about the current position of current position of the company. I take full responsibility. Unfortunately, selling is the only viable option considering the circumstances. I feel extremely fortunate that FCON is so eager to buy our company and is willing to pay the price we put on the table. Please understand that this is something I must do. Yeah, it's probably something that's going to come back to bite you in the butt. As it always does. Future Control. I wouldn't trust any company with that kind of name. Just screams diabolical. Anyways, just so I can make a quick escape in case more ICP starts spawning in, I'm going to go for this one and then that one, because that one is right next to the entrance to the transport. Come on. There. Laser bridge. And we also got a level from that. But we can't do anything about it right now. Yeah, you're damn straight. Your retrieval failed.
Hey, what do you think this is? Paw?
Jet, I've been thinking. My user's original instructions were to free Mithria from her processing dock, not to combat the corruption.
Your user must have recognized the futility of confronting such an aggressive virus.
Jet, we should split up. We need to find Bite.
Oh, I got a good idea where he is.
Alan 2. The system is losing vital functions. The protocols protecting my docking structure are failing.
Hang in there, Mithria. We're on our way to free you.
Free? I've never been outside of my docking structure. I don't know if it's a good idea.
We have to risk it. If the corruption doesn't get you, the reformat will.
You're right. I'm sending you a ball primitive. It appears to be linked to the corruption. It's a little unruly, but you may find it useful.
Node deactivated.
Yeah, this thing is kind of the item that we've been using.
Audit scripts were rolling out. The Colonel has ordered a complete system
Is
format.
kind of what the corruption has been using. Well, not really. It's the primitive version of it. It's essentially our grenade. Highly explosive, but difficult to control due to its erratic behavior. To throw a ball, press and hold the fire key, then release. The longer the fire key is held, the farther the ball will travel. This thing's a little unruly, at least in its primitive state, because unless you hit your target, it's not going to do a whole lot. Because it's then just going to sit there until it eventually explodes. Don't have enough time for anything, but I am going to go about this. Energy pools. Energy pools are infinite energy sources that you may use during your missions. By standing in an energy pool, your energy will gradually replenish. Honestly, I don't remember ever finding them outside of this mission. Gonna read this email, gonna do the upgrades, and then we're gonna end the episode off there. Let's see, to Gibbs from Laura Bradley. We noticed random fluctuations during the digital conversion experiments that will need to be corrected somehow. The MCP's unique ability to learn enabled it to perform computations beyond current science. Without it, I'm afraid it may be years before we re-establish the ability to digitize matter correctly. The only thing I can think of is perhaps a set of algorithms that can be written to compensate for these fluctuations. The complexity of these algorithms is quite frankly unfathomable, but I believe it is theoretically possible. Laura Bradley. Jet's mother, perhaps? But anyways, yeah. I'm going to put a couple points into weapon efficiency, because while we are going to be sticking with our disc for quite a while, we are eventually going to be going back to using energy-based weaponry because, well, there are going to be enemies where a disc just isn't sufficient enough. I think I'm going to put some points into processor, and I think I'll put the rest into health and energy. But yeah, if you stand in these pools, it will slowly regenerate your energy. But, like I said, we are out of time for this episode, so I'm going to have to end it off here. If you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I upload, or to hit the straw poll link to vote for our next Let's Play. And please, leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.